Yo, what is going on YouTube? This your boy Comrade Zero Spike back again once again today, people. Today we're here for Avataro Sentai DonBrothers episode 23. Now this is we got a brand new debut of a new mecha for that boy Jiru. We also got some dog action, and we got to see a Juto fight a Juto, aka Bestials. No Tsunoni in this episode, unfortunately. No Don Murasame. It's the second episode we haven't seen this dude. Like, what's going on, big homie? What's he doing? But anyway, this episode basically starts off with Kijino and Miho. They end up seeing this child who is at a shrine for his deceased dog, and we see that Tsubasa is also there, but he's like on the other side on a bench sleeping. And I always thought to myself, does Tsubasa have a house? Does the Black Ranger have a house? Is your boy homeless? I don't get it. Like, is he out there? Is he homeless? Because we always see him either outside or sleeping outside or anything like that. Like, I just wonder, like, is your boy homeless? But anyway, we see that, and he hears Miho's voice, and he wakes up and he thinks it's not to me. So after the other two leave, we see that he accidentally ends up breaking the dog shrine after he ends up breaking the shrine, and he ends up being stuck in his he gets I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh crap. But anyway, we see that this guy, he's the monster of the week. He is basically turns into a Hitotsuki because everybody around him is too loud, because he's in a cafe, he's trying to study and stuff, and everybody around him is too loud, so he's transforming into a Hitotsuki. He's transforming into a Hitotsuki, and then he ends up attacking everyone. That's when everybody ends up getting teleported there and fighting him. When they're all fighting him, he ends up blasting Tsubasa, and Tsubasa ends up getting blasted back to where he was before. But he accidentally ends up breaking the shrine to the deceased dog, and he ends up getting possessed by the dog. When he wakes up, we see that he's unable to de-henshin. He's unable to turn back into his regular self. So he ends up talking to Jin, and long time no see, huh? He ends up talking to Jin, and Jin basically tells him that you are haunted. You're cursed by this dog's spirit. So throughout the episode, we see that he's not able to turn back, and he's also not able to. Oh, that's my phone. He's also not able to transform back to his regular self, and he's also not able to talk. Like, he cannot talk or anything like that. He can talk, but all he's able to do is like bark. So on the other side of this, we see that the other plot is basically a Jiru centric plot. We see that Jiru basically goes back home to see his childhood friends, and he basically tells them everything, like he's become a hero, things like that. And he actually pulls out his phone and shows them him and his Don Dragoku form, and they kind of feel like, I mean, at first when we first saw his friends, when he left the first time, they kind of talked about, like, well, the guys at least, they kind of talked about, like, man, it's going to be pretty quiet without that guy, stuff like that. They seemed kind of very unsupportive of him, and they also kind of found him kind of annoying, because that, hey man, I find your overbite annoying, because he had a homeboy with a massive overbite. I'm like, good God. But I'm so sorry. But we had to see, he ends up getting like a new, basically he ends up getting like a new, he gets inspiration basically from them. And before he leaves to come back to the city, he actually shows his childhood friend, he shows her, and he actually transforms into his Don Dragoku form, and he's like, yeah, see, I did it, I achieved my dream. And she's like, no way, yo, shit. Excuse my language. But we go back to Tsubasa. Tsubasa is trying to basically find anybody that can help him be able to transform back into his regular state. So he's going to Kijino. Kijino's not home. He tries Taro, and he ends up going to Taro's workplace, and the employees basically won't let him come in because he's a dog. I don't understand. You see this dog walking. You see this thing walking upright, and you could tell that this is a whole freaking suit, but everybody just say, oh, that's a dog. I'm like, is it though? Like, I mean, he's a dog ranger, he's really short, but I don't, Like y'all see this and y'all see a whole dog, like 4 legs and everything, 4 leg action. That's what y'all see. So anyway, he ends up he's actually he's getting weaker and weaker because of the dog spirit that is possessing him. And he ends up passing out in a alleyway, and we see that Miho, as he finds him, when Miho tries to wake him up, but turns out the Juto, the other the cat one, the one that's possessing the cop guy, he ends up chasing Tsubasa into the alleyway, and Tsubasa's too weak to do anything to it, so he ends up passing out, and that's when Miho finds him, and Miho actually sees the other Juto, and her Juto powers awaken within her, and she ends up fighting him, and she slashes him. She jumps on the wall parkour style and slashes him one time, and he ends up leaving. And that also kind of means, like, and it also got me thinking, like, wow, so I guess the Juto don't have like a hierarchy. They really don't live in kind of, like, I guess, harmony with each other, because they fight each other. So it was something that I really wasn't expecting like that. I didn't think they would, like, I didn't think they actually would fight each other. But yeah, she ends up hitting him once, and he's like, screw this, and he leaves. So after that, we see that Tsubasa wakes up. Tsubasa wakes up, and he's still weaker, but he can't remember what happened, and he can't remember himself. More and more, him being possessed, and he actually transforms into an actual dog, a full-on real dog. Like, yeah. So also in other parts, he has his dog senses are really, like, hyped up. So he also broke into someone's house and ate their food. We see that he's starting to act more and more like a dog. So he ends up actually turning into a dog. And yeah, so we go back to our monster of the week, who is, like, running around blasting stuff and stuff like that. And we see that the DonBrothers end up coming in to fight him again, and they end up saying, like, you're not getting away this time, I'm tired of chasing you. Haruka's words. But we see that they're fighting him, and they end up Avatar changing into Die Ranger. I think it's Die Ranger, because I know that's where the original White Ranger is from, that he's from that team. But yeah, they end up transforming into Die Ranger. They did notice that Tsubasa, they still don't know it's Tsubasa, but he see that he didn't appear there. So they end up fighting him as Die Ranger, and they're kind of getting their butts kicked, but not really, but still. I love the acrobatics and martial arts also in this episode. We end up seeing that Juru actually comes in, and he actually says that I'm gonna be a hero. I'm here to help you guys. I got new inspiration. His eyes glow purple, and he ends up splitting into two. And he split, and his other self, his Don Totobolt, yeah, his other self actually pops out of him, and he basically says that you idolize. He's like, you idolize Taro too much. That's why you'll never surpass him. And that's his, that other side of him is more like a feral kind of side, and this basically is the first time him seeing this form. And while they end up transforming together, and we got Don Duragoku and Don Totobolts together fighting this thing. And in the fight, we see that Totobolts is kind of very feral, and they kind of, like, don't have that much synergy with each other. And we see that Judo's like, oh yeah, you really are feral, stuff like that, but I think I need you. Like, I really do think I need you. So we see that they ended up defeating this Hitotsuki, and he transforms, and everybody's like, and that's when Jiru breaks out his Robotaro form, which is basically him and his darker side fused together. We see that his darker side is a purple tiger, which I really wasn't expecting. I really wasn't expecting it to be a purple tiger. I expected it to be a tiger, but I didn't expect it to be purple, because Totobolt is silver and Goku is gold. So I kind of expected it to be like a gold and silver, type thing, silver tiger, stuff like that. And they actually, when they got ready to combine together, it mimicked that really, like, that old kind of it's a picture of a tiger and a dragon fighting each other, and it mirrored that. And I really noticed that because I love stuff that looks like that. So it mirrored that, and which is really cool to me. And they end up combining, and that's when everybody's like, "Oh, that's cool!" Like, and then Kijino's like, "Is he friend or foe?" And then and then Tado's like, "Oh, he's like, all right, let's see what he can do. Let's give him a chance. Let's see what he can do." So he ends up transforming into his giant form, and we get we get Jiru's brand new mecha, which looks absolutely awesome. Even the scenery, they weren't fighting in like the big, cyber bit like cyber city. It was still kind of a city, but it had like a desert theme to it, like a Chinese deserty kind of theme, which looked really, really cool. And the acrobatics in this fight was actually very good. We see that he's able to fight with a weapon and without a weapon, and we see that he ends up defeating this Hitotsuki. After he defeats this Hitotsuki, we go back to Miho. Miho actually sees the shrine for the deceased dog has been broken, and her and Kijino end up fixing it, which breaks the curse on Tsubasa. We see that Tsubasa, while he was a dog, he ends up getting taken in by this little girl. He ends up, becoming the little girl's pet dog. She brings him, he gets a dog house and leash and everything. He comes out of the dog house, and while she's feeding him, and he ends up transforming back into his human side. She sees this, and he sees her while she's petting him while he's eating, and he goes back to eating the food that she made for him. So it doesn't seem like he noticed that he turned back into back into his human self, because it basically said days later he was a dog for a few days. So I wonder if this is going to affect like his actual memory loss, and probably do it better than Revice did. Sorry, but I wonder if this is gonna be gonna further a certain plot line with him, or is it just gonna be a one and done type of thing? But yeah, I felt like him becoming a dog thing could have been its own separate episode, but it wasn't enough, I guess. But I felt like it should have been its own separate episode, because mostly this was just like a Jiru centered thing, especially him getting a brand new form and him using his Robotaro form and stuff like that, which was cool. But he also kind of he did the same thing the others did, just kind of pulled the Robotaro freaking gear out of nowhere. Like, he really didn't get it like that. And also the whole like gears after they beat Hitotsuki's, and the gears coming out, and we see whatever team that monster represented, come out and then get teleported to Kaito. Is that still happening? Does that still happen? Because they haven't done that for a while. We haven't seen Kaito really collecting gears like that anymore. So is that still happening? I don't know, because we haven't seen it actually happen in a few episodes. So I wonder if that's still actually happening. But other than that, I did really enjoy this episode, especially with the whole Jiru stuff and him getting his new form and things like that. Also, I love how his while he's transforming into this, like, his tiger side is like trying to break out of it, but we see that. And I also like how the tiger side, like, the dragon is basically like a cage that encases the tiger, basically showing that this is his side of him that he has to keep in check. And which was I'm really hoping to see how they're gonna further this, because we're gonna see the Turboboat form again in the next episode. We see that he's actually fighting the monster while also fighting them again. So I wonder how that's gonna work when it comes down to that. But other than that, this is a great episode, man. It had a good balance of wacky, mystery, and awesome new forms and stuff like that, which is really cool. It was also an easier episode to follow than the last one, because the last episode was very wacky. Well, it's Haruka, so, but it's still very, very wacky, hard to follow to a degree in my opinion. But other than that, great episode. I loved it. I love the new form, And you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about Avataro Sentai DonBrothers episode 23. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for all new videos coming out. And I'll see you guys next time. And remember, stay henshined.